Hello there, Star Wars fans. Today I want to continue talking about the Revenge of the Sith novelization. I've done a few videos on this and just how in-depth it goes on what characters are thinking and why they do certain things and how things may have really happened. I leave it up to interpretation for the most part, but today we're going to be going through the novelization of the Duel in Palpatine's office. It's really interesting. It's different from what we see on the big screen on the movie, and I think that's because this is much more brutal, much more violent, much less kid-friendly, and of course Star Wars is very much for kids, so you couldn't put this in the movie, but you can put it in the book. It's really cool, really interesting. I'm going to read you the novelization. I'm going to leave some parts out just to kind of get the gist of it, the most of it. Yeah, it's really cool, really interesting. Also, my next fan fictions, my next one, if that makes any sense at all, will be what if Vader went after the Death Star plans on Tatooine in Episode 4, A New Hope. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then after that, I'm going to be doing a fan fiction, what if Mace Windu lived after Order 66. It's not nailed down yet exactly when it'll take place, but Boba will be in it, Vader, Palpatine, the whole crew. It's going to be a trilogy. It's going to be a three-parter. I've got, big ideas for that. Anyways, sorry for the monologuing. Let's get into why you're here. The novelization of the Duel in Palpatine's office. So, the 4 Jedi Masters walk into Palpatine's office. Palpatine greets them. "Why, Master Windu, what a pleasant surprise." Mace Windu replies, "Hardly a surprise, Chancellor, and it will be pleasant for neither of us." Palpatine again, "I'm sorry." Master Fisto, "Hello." Master Kolar, "Greetings, I trust you are well." Master Tin, "I see your horn has regrown. I'm very glad. What brings 4 Jedi Masters to my office at this hour?" Mace Windu looks at him and says, "We know who you are, what you are. We are here to take you into custody." Palpatine now, "I beg your pardon. What I am? When last I checked, I was Supreme Chancellor of the Republic that you are sworn to serve." "I hope I misunderstand what you mean by custody, Master Windu. It smacks of treason." Mace Windu replies, "You are under arrest." "Really, Master Windu, you cannot be serious. On what charge?" "You are a Sith Lord," says Windu. Palpatine replies then, "Am I? Even if true, that's hardly a crime. My philosophical outlook is a personal matter. In fact, the last time I read the Constitution anyway, we have strict laws against this type of persecution. So I ask you again, what is my alleged crime? How do you expect to justify your mutiny before the Senate? Or do you intend to arrest the Senate as well?" Mace Windu replies again, "We're not here to argue with you." No, you're here to imprison me without a trial, without even the pretense of legality. So this is the plan. At last the Jedi are taking over the Republic." Palpatine, "Come with us now," says Windu. "I shall do no such thing. If you intend to murder me, you can do so right here." Mace Windu, "Don't try to resist." Now, there are some sounds in the background, and Palpatine then says, "Resist? How could I possibly resist? This is murder, you Jedi traitors. How can I be of any threat to you? Master Tin, you're the telepath. What am I thinking? Right now." Sazy Tin frowned and cocked his head. Then his blade dipped, and a smear of red flashing darkness hurtled from behind his desk. Sazy Tin's head bounced when it hit the floor. Smoke curled from his neck, and the twin stumps of the horns severed just below the chin. Kit Fisto gasped, "Sazy!" The headless corpse, still standing twisted at its knees, buckled, and a thin sigh escaped from its trachea as it folded to the floor. Asian Kolar then spoke. "It doesn't," and he swayed. His emerald blade shrank away, and the hand grip tumbled from his opening fingers. A small, neat hole in the middle of his forehead leaked smoke, showing light from the back of his head. "It doesn't hurt." He fell forward onto his face and lay still. Palpatine then stood at the doorway, but the door stayed shut. From his right hand then extended a blade the color of fire. The door locked itself at his back. "Help! Help!" Palpatine cried like a man in desperate fear for his life. "Security! Someone help me! Murder! Treason!" Then he smiled. He held one finger to his lips and astonishingly, he winked. In the blank second that followed, while Mace Windu and Kit Fisto could do no more than angle their lightsabers to guard, Palpatine swiftly stepped over the bodies, back towards his desk. He reversed his blade and drove it in a swift, precise stroke through his desktop. That's enough of that. Palpatine had been recording this entire encounter up to this point as evidence to the Senate that the Jedi were taking over, trying to murder him. This would be his ultimate plan. Now, we resume as he lets it burn its way free through the front, and then it turned, lifting his weapon, appearing to study it, as one might study the face of a beloved friend, one that he has long thought dead. Power gathered around him until the Force shimmered with darkness. "If only you knew," he said softly, perhaps speaking to the Jedi Masters, perhaps to himself, or perhaps even to the scarlet blade, lifted now as though in a mocking salute. "If only you knew how long I have been waiting for this." Anakin's speeder shrieked through the rain. Ahead, on the vast cliff face of the Senate, he could see the Senate office building, and one window began to spit lightning into the rain that echoed across the sky. But this lightning was the color of clashing lightsabers, green, purple, and crimson flame. He was too late. Now, as Anakin looked on, sped to the building, the green faded and winked out, and the lightning now was only purple and red. His repulsor lifts howled as he heeled the speeder up onto its side, skidding through the wind shear turbulence to bring it to a bobbing halt outside the window of Palpatine's private office. A blast of lightning hit the spire of 500 Republica only a kilometer away, and its burst flared off the window, flash blinding Anakin. He blinked furiously, slapping at his eyes in frustration. The colorless glare inside his eyes faded slowly, bringing into focus a jumble of bodies on the floor of Palpatine's office. Bodies in Jedi robes. On Palpatine's desk lay the head of Kit Fisto, face up, scalp tentacles unbound, in a squid tangle across the entire desk. His lidless eyes stared blindly at the ceiling. Anakin remembered him then, in the arena at Geonosis, effortlessly carving his way through wave after wave of combat droids, on his lips then a gently humorous smile, as though the horrific battle were only some friendly jest. His severed head now wore that same smile. Maybe he thought death was funny too. So that's how Palpatine, Sidious, kind of killed and manipulated the Jedi and the Senate all in kind of one motion there. He felt Skywalker, he felt the Jedi, he felt the turmoil in Skywalker, and felt the Jedi coming over to kill him, and he thought, this was the time, this was the point that the entire war would culminate in this moment, and he would turn the Jedi into traitors. In the book, he flipped on a recording switch, so his entire conversation with Windu, Kolar, Tin, Fisto, it was all recorded. All of it, where Palpatine was accusing him of treason and just sounding like the Chancellor, rather than sounding like a Sith Lord. It wasn't until he switched off the recording that he attacked all of them and swiftly, murderously cut off Kit Fisto's head and stabbed the other two, killing them pretty instantly with some scary dialogue in there. Mace Windu, though, able to fight to the end, and as we know in the movie, he fights him to the ledge, and then Anakin takes over. Yeah, I could have gone more and just done like the whole Mace fighting Palpatine, Anakin getting there, but I decided this was a good place to kind of stop and just, maybe I'll cover all that in a different video. But for today, I just really wanted to dive into that. It's scary, it's eerie, it just gives a dive deep into how comfortable Palpatine was, how he wanted this, how he didn't fear any of this, and it's just, it's crazy. Manipulation from him was his best skill. Great with politics. Either way, let me know in the comments, had you heard of this before? I'm sure you probably have, but did you enjoy the video? Please do leave a like, please subscribe. It's been fun as always. Again, fan fictions are going to be really good over the next week or so. I'm going to really enjoy what I'm doing. I do enjoy these videos a ton. So yeah, if you could just leave a like to support, that'd be awesome. And I'll see you in the next video.